coming at you live tonight from the hollers of Kentucky. DEADPIT Radio sucker. Who are the redneck hicks who can't get chicks to watch their shit? DEADPIT! Damn right. And who is the man that would risk his neck for some free parade disc? Kentucky! And you dig it. And who's the cat that won't take no shit from the tricks? Uncle Bill! Right on! These DEADPIT boys are some bad mothers. Shut your mouth! Talk about DEADPIT. Better tune in right now. And they ain't rated G. They spit the truth. They don't care about you. So sit your ass down and listen. It's DEADPIT Radio, bitch.
Yeah.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome back. I'm the Creepy Kentuckian.
I'm Uncle Bill. I ain't in a good mood tonight, buddy. There's just stuff been bothering me, and I'm fixing to go on another fucking rant soon.
Oh, well, we got time. What's going on?
I ain't gonna do it right now. I'm gonna save up all my rage and let it build like Liu Kang.
Yeah, tune in. Keep tuning in. Uncle Bill's liable to go off on somebody. And we are competing with a very interesting debate tonight. That's all I'll say. We don't talk about politics much on here, but God almighty, that's sad. That's so sad.
You want to talk about politics? I'll talk about it on here. It'll be killer. Everybody's beats the damn mad. They can just fucking go shit in a bucket. What kind of debate is that going to be anyway? You got a fucking convicted felon and some guy don't even know he's in the fucking world. My Pomeranian knows more about what's going on than he does right now. At the same time, you got a guy over there that thinks he's Al Capone, breaking every damn law in the book, having people fucking charge the White House and shit. Sorry, not the White. They will be charging the White House next. That'll be the next thing. It'll be Black Hawk Down, son of a bitch.
I had to turn that shit off, though. I normally get a kick out of that, but it was just giving me, I mean, I was just embarrassed for our country that that's the guys that we got to pick from.
Like, people don't understand that I really don't care. Like, I see people online all the time fighting about Trump versus Biden. Like, Jesus Christ, man. They're both awful. Like, are you all that stupid to pick one of them dumbasses and actually think that, like, that's going to make a difference in anything? Of all the presidential time periods or whatever, this has got to be one of the worst since, like, they first started doing it.
I think it is. It's the darkest time period for the POTUS in the history of POTUSes. But tonight, we're going to try to get off that subject. So we're going to try to get your mind on something more, well, it's equally as shitty maybe, but it's in movies. It's not people. It's not shitty people. It's shitty movies.
Yeah, this is much better to talk about movies that are shitty than the fact that, you know, Russia's probably going to nuke us here shortly with a submarine.
So yeah, welcome everybody tonight. The first episode of Sequelitis of 2024, and maybe the only. Usually we get requested these through the Patreon page. So tonight, it may be the worst two sequels combined that we have ever had on a Sequelitis show. What do you think, Uncle Bill?
Yeah. It's definitely been the most difficult for me to watch because both of these films are almost 3 hours long. And combined, it was like a tornado of shit, like hit me in the face for 6 hours. That's the best way I can describe it, really.
Well, it makes it worse, too, that it's like you said, 6 hours. Both of these movies are crazy long. They're, 2.5 hours apiece, at least. So 5 hours of just pure hell.
I'm not sure which one is actually, because one of them at least had, it was so awful that it had a redeeming value of just like you could laugh at it, and the other one is dead serious, and nothing goes on in it for 2 hours. So I'm not sure. I mean, it had better production quality, better production values and acting, but I'm not sure which one I hated most, really.
Ronnie Thrillsap says worse than The Ring 2 and Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
There's not much worse than The Ring 2, to be honest.
But at least, like, well, maybe The Ring 2 is 2 hours. I can't even remember.
It is. I think it's around that.
Okay. So, yeah, we're going to get into it here in a little bit. And it's going to be a fun night, hopefully. Hopefully we can get everybody's mind off of, if you watch that debate, Jesus Christ.
Is it over now?
I think it's lasting like 2 hours or something like that until 11 o'clock.
God, don't watch that shit. If you're watching that, you can hear me. Turn that off. Just turn it off. Like, just
Turn
watch
that shit off, boy.
That don't matter a bit. Nothing going on.
So let's see who we got in the chat tonight, the people that aren't watching it. Kevin Clayton is in the house. He says, Alien 3 is my shit. We don't want ripples in the water. Adrian James, what's going on? Dino, what is going on, brothers? Looking forward to all your content and wish I knew about you years ago. The best damn show on the YouTube.
That's right, bulls. Well,
Dino, I mean, if you are just now finding out about us, you can catch up if you go on DEADPIT on Patreon.com. Isn't that right, Uncle Bill?
Very, very true.
We've
got 4,000 hours of entertainment on there.
Legit, it's probably close to 4,000 hours.
I think it is.
Manifesting Fear, Jessica, who looks like a female. So part of the 2.4% now, Uncle Bill. Their percentage is going up when it comes to the ladies, so I'm starting to get a little bit of an ego.
Yeah. Out of like 1,000 people, we might have 2.
But welcome. Vanderhoff, 666, the mayor, the blackest Peter the world has ever known. Let's get some. That's his new name. What is up to the ballers and shot callers? Just kind of bullshitting tonight, man. The Witch Hunter. Ronnie Thrillsap, as we'd mentioned before. Jackson Jack, Daryl Packer. Wait, what Jackson Jack put on there? My shit skip, pulse. This episode of Dead Pit is funded by Dead Pit Productions in association with Dementia Daddy Studios. Brought in part by the Pink Wink Anal Bleach. That's everybody. That's like the Nike of anal bleaches.
Yep.
The Pink Wink. Yeah, so Daryl Packer. Been listening to, since 2006. Been a patron member for the last couple of years. Love what you guys do. The best YouTube or podcast around. Well, thank you, sir. Rambo Wrath is in here, and he had a fucking fit on Alien 3 if you want to go back and watch his video on it.
Yeah, I don't think that we can top the rant that he did on Alien 3 at all.
Oh, he's definitely more of a hardcore Alien fan than either of us, so, or at least for Aliens. I think he likes the original Alien too, but
yeah, you know what's weird is that Aliens was the last good Alien movie, and there's been about 5 or 6 of them after that because of those damn Alien versus Predator movies. But like, that was the last good one. There wasn't another good one after that. I don't know if there's ever going to be another good one.
Ice Booey's watching it, and Trump is just whooping his ass.
Yeah,
up and down the floor.
If he can, it don't take much to whip his ass, does it? If he can say a sentence.
Mark Allen, what's up, man? I think I remember you from back in the day. If it's the same. Robert Reams, welcome. Tyler Thompson. So we're going to get started, Uncle Bill. We got a long night ahead of us talking these movies, and we try to do these chronologically. So I guess we are going to be talking about David Fincher's debut film.
Ooh.
Oddly enough, from 1992, Alien 3. I'm being attacked by a fucking alien cat.
Let's kill it all of a sudden.
Look,
That
you
cat's
little-
like, please don't
you
review this.
little asshole.
This movie shit. Don't talk about it.
And I wasn't super familiar with this movie, man, to be honest. I'm sure I watched it back in the day, but I had always, it's almost like The Exorcist 2, in that everybody always was like, no, this is just awful. Don't watch it. It's just a big waste of time.
Well,
So I
think
don't know.
it came out. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I just don't know if I ever watched it all, maybe all the way through until, damn, you quit. until we watched it for this show, which is requested. It's a baller and shot caller, Carded or Dention, requested this, and damn, man, he's getting his money's worth this month.
This movie came out in 92, I think. I remember the hype around this movie too being huge because Sigourney Weaver shaved her head, and like they had the thing with the trailer and stuff with her coming out, like, you know, with the head shaved and everything, and it was a huge deal. Like people were really looking forward. I was looking forward to the movie and everything. And I don't think I saw it in theaters, but I'm positive I caught it on cable because they used to show it like 8 million times. And I was just immediately taken back by how boring it was, because like the last reference point that you have is Aliens, which is like probably one of the best back-to-back action sequence movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And in this movie, you just sit there mostly for like, you know, 30, 45 minutes on end while zero happens. And not only that, but the movie starts out in one of the most depressing fucking ways that any sequel could start out, where they went through all of that shit in Aliens.
Everybody died. Yeah, everybody died.
And everybody's dead. Newt's dead. The fucking
Michael Baine's
dead. Like, it's just,
they've killed everybody.
It's just,
Bishop is like he's a fucking amalgamated, melted, and torn up robot. Why did they fucking, like, poor old fucking Lance Henriksen? I think at this point he was doing like direct to video movies and stuff. Like, this is 92, so this is around the same time he was doing Stone Cold, which is fucking 10 times better than Alien 3, but I don't think it got a theatrical run or anything.
So, yeah, I don't remember what Henderson was doing. He did The Good, the Bad, or I'm sorry, The Quick and the Dead, The Good, the Bad, and the Other. The Quick and the Dead right around, what year would that have been? 95 or 96?
93, 94, something like that. I don't know.
So, I mean, he was at least still in some theatrical movies and like bit parts and stuff. But like, yeah, I mean, it didn't go well for him there.
But yeah, they only probably hired Lance Henriksen in this movie for maybe 2 days or something. Like, he's barely in it.
Yeah, he's listed in the credits, but I'm like, he's really not in the movie. Like, I mean,
his voice is in one part of it. Yeah, and then he's in one scene. So it may have been just a day.
Yeah. And then you got Charles S. Dutton, who I don't know if anybody remembers that show Rock. But he was like,
that's what I always remember him from. I think he was like the janitor with the heart of gold and Rudy. But other than that,
he was. Yeah.
I don't really. It's always the show Rock, which was a staple in like the early 90s. But he's the only character in this movie that I can really remember. Even like literally 10 minutes after the movie's over, I can't name any of those British motherfuckers in the prison, like British ball-headed guys.
Well, that's a big problem with this movie too that we should talk about. It's just like it. I mean, it's kind of the purpose of the movie. Like, everybody's supposed to look the same, you know, because it's a prison and all that. But also in a movie, that kind of really limits like what you can do, because everybody looks the same. So you really don't have any distinguishable characters to get behind or root for or anything like that. And it just kind of weighs the movie down. Like, as you're watching it, you don't have, you know, anything interesting. Everybody's dressed the same. Everybody looks the same. They all have their head shaved. everything is gray and dark and like just it's just a real pisser of a movie to watch, man.
But give you a little bit of backstory and take you back there, if only for a day.
Yeah.
Is my audio stuttering or anything? Because this fucking, am I sounding okay?
Yeah, the audio sounds fine.
Okay.
I did want to bring up something that Rambo said real quick before you start, though. Charles Dance, who's in this, who plays probably the other big character in the film.
So you related to Bill Dance?
Yeah, that's his brother. He goes fishing with him. He was, I knew him because I fucking loved The Golden Child when I was a kid. I had it on like a VHS tape, watched it over and over and over again. Like, didn't realize it was a bad movie. Everybody says it's a bad movie. I loved it like back then.
A lot of people love Golden Child.
Charles Dance is like the lead villain in that movie. And he's in this, but he would go on. I think he was in something. I never watched Game of Thrones, but I'm pretty sure he was in Game of Thrones. And become like 1,000 times more famous later on than he was like around this time period for sure. And I think he was in Last Action Hero. I think.
Kathy Bradshaw, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Kathy. Welcome. Appreciate it. So I want to take you back there, if only for a day, like I was saying, because gotta set this up. So the original Alien film from 1979 was a gigantic hit, directed by a hell of a fucking filmmaker, Ridley Scott, especially at that time. And what year? 86, I think. So it's 7 years after that. James Cameron did Aliens. So we were 6 years later now? 92. And David Fincher had a pretty big shoes to fill with Alien 3. And man, like really the only things that he had done, I'm looking on IMDb, is music videos. He did a lot of Madonna music videos, Paula Abdul, Aerosmith, Billy Idol, Iggy Pop, George Michael. He did the Freedom music video, which is one of the best of all time. Everybody loves George Michael. And Michael Jackson and stuff like that. So, man, this was a hell of a, I mean, for him, it was a big job. I mean, that was his debut feature-length film. And, I mean, the stories is like the studio fucked with this film like crazy. And this was back before he really had any clout or anything. So he was just a young, let's see, what year would he have been? He was born in 62, so he was 30 years old at the time. Still a relatively young man working on his $50 million movie or whatever the hell it was. So I'm sure, and a lot of people were saying, I think Rambo would know this more than us. He hates this movie, right? I mean, he's not a fan. Evidently the experience of making the movie was part of it as well. And the movie is, if you watch other David Fincher movies, it's not a David Fincher movie. It's really not.
So I don't know, and Rambo would probably know this way more than I would, but there's like a ton of scripts that went around for this movie. And like a bunch of different people did rewrites of this film. And I think that it was eventually like Walter Hill that doctored the script, and that's what they kind of like ended with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those films that seems like to me that it was kind of like patched together from a bunch of different shit. And I think that might be why that like it doesn't work very well. But the thing that I was always confused about with this movie is, even if all those things, you know, he started without a script, they went through 40 different scripts, they didn't really know what the fuck they were doing.
Right.
And even if all that's true, right? If you just look at the pace of this film as compared to the previous films, even Alien, right?
Mm-hmm.
It moves at like a glacial glacial
Glacial.
pace. And like, I don't know how you can expect the audience to, because okay, look at like Terminator 2 and Terminator 3. Terminator 3 sucked ass. I'm not gonna lie, it did. But it was still an action movie. Like there was action set pieces. It was like action all the time, right? Even though it sucked and like was kind of corny.
There wasn't a reason for it to exist, much like this movie.
Yeah, but at least it moved like an action film. This fucking thing moves like a Meryl Streep film or something. Like it moves like you're watching Sophie's Choice with an alien.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it eventually, like the story is it takes place immediately after the events in Aliens. And like we were saying, Newt and Hicks are dead. She lands on this prison planet or whatever the hell it is with Rock and a bunch of other British fuckers who you don't give a shit about. And there's a alien that she brought with them was on the ship, and of course the fucking alien didn't die. The alien's ready to rock and roll, strut and stroll, baby. Woo! All night long to free the planet, baby. There ain't nothing you can do.
Look here, Ripley. I'm here tonight. I'm calling all my alien friends to your domain, if you will.
Let me tell you what you do, Charles F. Dutton, baby. Put your hand to mine, if you will, and we'll use the power of the American dream to destroy that devilish, slimy ass alien.
The power of Rock and Charles Dance.
The power of the Rock
like
and the power of the dream, baby. Yeah, but this is what is this?
Sigourney's Choice.
You know I'd read, I don't know if this is true, maybe Rambo will know this because he's the alien expert. Like if anybody we know, he's the alien guy. So IMDb had stated that Fincher had to fight the studio to film the only memorable scene in the entire movie, which is a real close up with Sigourney Weaver and the alien slime and shit. And she's looking all scared and everything. Like, oh God, this alien's best make shit. And, that was not even like he had to fight for that. I think he may have just done it himself in a room by himself and the alien and Sigourney.
Just an alien and Sigourney all by themselves. And that alien mouth thing comes out.
That alien breath stank worth of Tully Blanchard, baby.
But then Charles S. Dutton and Charles Dance get together. We don't know what's going to happen, though. If we touch the power,
shit.
Might be too much. Yeah.
What the hell happened at Neil Blomkamp, by the way?
The dude that did District 9.
Yeah. Has he done anything else?
He fucking just disappeared. Talk about a guy. We were talking about this in another show that had potential and then just completely disappeared off the face of the earth. That was definitely one.
Poor O. Neil Blomkamp.
Yay! Anyway.
How do we have a following in Australia at all? I don't know.
That's ridiculous. How do we have a following, period, if you really think about it? What is funny to me about this movie is that I never saw Alien or Aliens or that series as being a melodramatic, depressing kind of thing. I thought it was supposed to be like an upbeat, action, feminist-oriented kind of thing. But fuck no, not in this film, because everybody fucking dies. Spoiler alert. I'm sure this is a 30-year-old film. If you haven't seen it by now, then you probably should. But thing about it is, Rock dies. He tries to get into a fist fight with an alien, and that don't work. Everybody dies.
He starts cussing out the alien.
Yeah.
Come on, motherfucker.
And then, like, So Sigourney Weaver is carrying around this little alien embryo, you find out. And in a scene that's very reminiscent of the scene from Terminator 2, she just decides to fucking kill herself because she's got this alien in her and she don't want it. By the way, who the fuck greenlight that idea? Like, you got a whole franchise here and you got the main person in the franchise like throwing themselves in molten lava.
And then as she's falling down, the fucking baby alien jumps out of her belly welly.
Like, I know there's people that like this movie, but David Fincher's this was a fucking stupid movie. Just all across the board. Yeah, well, I mean, so did Jamie Lee Curtis, but you got to have a little bit of foresight because eventually the roles are going to like dry up and you're going to have to go back to the well, which is what happened with Jamie Lee Curtis and what happened with Sigourney Weaver. Fuck, she was some sort of weird like basketball playing alien human hybrid in Alien Resurrection. I'll never forget that fucking basketball scene from Alien Resurrection where she's like shooting threes like Larry Bird. It's like one of the dumbest things ever.
I don't know why, like, anybody, if you watched Alien 3, why in the hell you would want to go and watch another one? Because they only kept getting worse, really. I mean, Alien versus Predator, Requiem.
Requiem for a Dream, if you will.
Man. I'm surprised that they haven't gotten Sigourney Weaver back again in one of them. Because, I mean, it doesn't matter if she's dead. They can bring anybody back. There'd be another clone or...
I mean, I'm going to ask you this as a serious question, though, but do you think that Alien 3 is a masterpiece? I know there's actually people that think that.
Probably the same people think Exorcist 2 is a masterpiece and they can go suck a dick. Fucking people. I'm so sick of people. Like, people are starting to defend a Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I'm convinced, Uncle Bill, that these people get in a small room and just sniff their farts the entire day. Like, they're so full of themselves. I'm just sick of hearing from these damn people. Oh, I love it. People that love the new Ghostbusters movies.
Look, those movies are amazing.
Are they?
That's amazing work that they're doing with that franchise. Yeah.
Frozen Empire, boys. Don't be killer.
I'll never see that movie. That's what's funny about those movies like that. It's like, I'll never watch any of that shit. I'll never see any of those. No matter what happens.
I'll never see another Alien movie. Like, I'm just totally not interested at all. Like, I remember we got Alien versus Predator Requiem to review on Blu-ray. And it was about as boring as this, or maybe even more boring. And it was like so dark you couldn't even freaking see hardly anything that was going on in it. And I was like, fuck yes. I'm done with Alien movies. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, they had like the perfect franchise. But I mean, I guess all those franchises go through that, right? Terminator did, Scream did, definitely Halloween did. Like, it just reaches a point where, like, you know, you have like a couple of really kick-ass movies, and then like shit just goes off the rails. Like, they just either run out of ideas, or they got stupid ideas, or like they don't know how to direct the film, or they don't know how to like pace it or anything. That's definitely the biggest problem I have with this film. Is like, if you like watching people like talk and like walk around different rooms and like different, you know, parts of a prison, and if you enjoy that, like, and dialogue that goes on for like 20 minutes, like, this is your film. And like once every like 30 or 40 minutes, like the alien will pop up and kill somebody or a couple people. Like, have at it. But like, this is not my idea of a good time.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting to check this out again because I didn't remember what the hell this movie was. Very much like I was saying, like The Exorcist 2. That's the closest thing I can relate it to, because everybody pretty much just says, okay, just stay, don't watch it. It's really bad. So I didn't, but of course, carded her dention. Oh, boss, come on. It's a weird time. Yeah.
Because as I was doing research for this movie and everything, and I'm sure that this is another thing that Rambo and probably Carter know about too. I know there's this assembly cut, which is yet another like the Halloween 6 producer's cut.
Isn't it
You know what I mean?
longer?
It's longer, I'm pretty sure. But like it's supposed to be infinitely better than the theatrical cut. Now, I don't know if anybody's seen this cut. I don't know if you can see this cut. I don't know if it's like out.
There's
public
another
domain.
cut on the Blu-ray. I don't know what cut that is. I was told, and I asked in the Discord chat, and they pretty much said, just watch the shortest cut. Trust me.
So you know how that goes, though. People say, "Oh my God, like this cut's so much better," and you watch it, and you're like, "No, it's not." I mean, it's basically the same movie. They just added a bunch of shit into it.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it is the theatrical cut all day, every day. Very, very rarely. I think maybe one of the ones that I appreciate.
I hope that's not true.
What?
Ronnie Thrill Sap. That'd be
Hangs dong.
Yang's dong on her.
The Terminator 2 director's cut was pretty good. I liked that. That was one of the very few that I kind of liked. What about you? Is there any director's cut or extended cuts that you, not saying you like them better than the theatrical cut?
Not really, man. Like even movies that I love where they add, like Dawn of the Dead, where they added scenes into it and the extended cut or whatever. It's just bullshit scenes. Like, I mean, you watch the stuff and you're like, I can totally see why they took it out. Like, I don't think there's any film where I like the longer director's cut or fucking extended cut better.
The Alien quadrilogy has 2 cuts for all 4 movies. Wow. I wonder what the deal was with the Alien quadrilogy set too, because that thing, like, it was almost like they were giving that away after a while. Remember when it came out, it was like $80 or something. It was like expensive.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know. Like, I wonder what the deal is with that, because that isn't, I think that's a really nice set. I still have.
It is a great set.
What I've got. Yeah, it's like kind of like a big digibook thing.
Big digi.
Did you know? Sigourney, did you know?
No.
Sigourney Weaver in this, though, looks kind of like Sinead O'Connor. She's got her head shaved. And they've kind of got that, what was that song that she sung? I can't remember.
Nothing compares
To you.
Exactly.
Had that thing going on.
Do you remember when that was a thing though? No shit. Like that was an actual gimmick that had a pretty decent little like subgenre of films where women would shave their heads, like G.I. Jane and this movie. And like there was another one that was really big too, and somebody will throw it up on here. But like that became like a gimmick to sell tickets, I guess, like to see some of these actresses like shave their heads. It's like a fucking wrestling gimmick, really. Like,
yeah, she ripped the Pope picture up on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I remember that bitch had some balls. I've never been like, and she's a good actress and everything, but some people get all hard over Sigourney Weaver. Now, I've never thought that she was like crazy. She's not, I guess she's not ugly, but I've just never found her like crazy attractive.
I thought she was in the first Alien. That's about the only movie I can point to and be like, she's like super hot in that movie. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, I never thought she was like a supermodel or anything.
Mm-mm. My favorite, do you have a particular favorite Sigourney Weaver movie?
Yeah, I do. And it's one that you'd never think of.
What's that?
Copycat is my favorite one. It's a movie where she's chasing cereal. Well, she's chasing. What is? What the fuck?
Oh, Jackson Jack. I'm sorry. Go on.
I was just saying, she's chasing a serial killer played by Harry Connick Jr., who actually does an amazing job in that movie. And what's her name's in that too? with the hilarious accent. Okay, what's her name? The redhead. Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter.
I've always just really liked that movie because they talk about all the serial killers. And I'm a fan of serial killers.
Right.
Yeah, we all know that.
Big fan of serial killers you are.
Yep.
Probably, do you have a favorite Sigourney Weaver movie, Sarah?
I don't even know who that is.
Killer.
My favorite, and you're going to laugh at this one, Uncle Bill, but it is Dave.
I love that movie too, though. And that movie came out and it was on HBO. Another one that was on HBO like 1,000 times with Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline, boys. Yeah. Who married, oh God, what was her name? Lucky Dog.
Oh, Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe Cates.
Yeah. Never understood that pairing. But.
No, that is kind of odd. But I saw Dave in the movie theater back in the day. And yeah, I really I mean, it's a stupid 90s concept for a movie, I guess, because there was a lot of shit like that in the 90s. But I think that was the same year as Alien 3, if I'm not mistaken, or right around the same time.
Yeah, it would have been right around
year
the
or
same
two,
time.
something like that.
Yeah, that was a good movie. She did, she had a lot of good movies throughout the years.
Yeah.
Well, she could have retired off of Aliens and Ghostbusters, man. Like those franchises alone, she'd probably be set for life.
Now the newest Ghostbusters movie, was she involved in that in any way? I know like the last one, she was like at the very end is like a Easter egg or something almost.
I have no idea. I never really want to know.
So, David Fincher like somehow resurrected his career, and the next, I think his next feature film was Seven, which was, I mean, that's still probably my favorite movie that he ever did. Like that.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that new edition of that to come out. But unfortunately,
Seven was great. Yeah.
Kevin Spacey is down on his luck. I don't know the details behind all that. So he didn't get convicted, but he's like broke. He can't get work. Evidently people believe the women or whoever the hell it is. I don't know.
Well,
the men.
The interesting thing about him, from what I can understand, is like he was completely exonerated. Like he wasn't he wasn't charged with anything, or he wasn't convicted of anything, I should say. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where that leaves that story. I mean, like you said, I'm guessing people still like believe a lot of those stories.
He's doing conventions, and I listened to an interview where he said he's losing his house. He can't pay for his house. So, I mean, I always liked Kevin Spacey as an actor. I don't know. I didn't even look at
I think most people did. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he was found not guilty, I mean, I don't really know. I don't know the details, but yeah, it's a shitty situation all the way around, because American Beauty is probably one of the better movies the last 20 years or so, and it's because of Kevin Spacey.
And he's insanely good in Seven too. But the problem is, like, now I can't watch those films, man, because every time I watch them, I just think like, and I think that's a real problem with this, like, when these people get canceled, because like, even if it's, justified that they're canceled, or sometimes it's not justified if they're canceled, or sometimes nobody knows, like, but then like it just ruins the movies for you, because you just got that. It does for me anyway. You got that shit in the back of your mind as you're watching it. I just can't stand to fucking watch Kevin Spacey anymore. And I mean, I love Seven, and I love, like you said, American Beauty, but the other thing about Spacey that I always heard that a lot of people said was he was just a dick. Not only was he like whatever,
I did hear that, yeah,
but he was just a fucking asshole, to be around, like a miserable fuck. So I mean, that kind of jades my opinion of him and those movies too.
So, but yeah, what was Alien 4 was 4 or 5 years later. I mean, this movie, Alien 3, did make money, didn't it? I mean, it wasn't like a gigantic flop or anything, but I think the damage was done after the people saw Alien 3. Like, that was the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's not much you can say about that movie. I really struggle to find anything good about that movie, to be honest. Like, when I think back on it, it's like the plot is depressing. The cinematography is just depressing and bleak. The acting is just boring.
Mm-hmm.
The music is not memorable.
There's some very, very early CGI in one part of it that sticks
Yeah.
out like a sore thumb now.
The alien looks okay. I guess that's one thing I could say positive if I had to. Like, the practical effects alien looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Charles Dutton is good. But other than that, who gives a shit?
Did you see where Bill Cobbs passed away?
No.
I didn't know. That's another one that I did not know he was still alive. I mean, that dude looked like he was 80 years old in New Jack City, and that was like 30 years ago.
That's true. What TV show was he in, man? I'm trying to remember. He was in a TV show too.
He was in all kinds of shit. Bill Cobbs was.
Yeah.
There was an independent movie that he was in that we reviewed. That was not. Fuck. I'll never remember the name of it, but it was great. I remember that. Yeah, I mean, Bill Cobbs is one of those guys that's a great supporting actor or character actor. Like, I don't think he ever had, maybe he did, maybe it was an independent movie or something. He never had the starring role or anything. He was just always a background character.
Yeah, he was a character actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always really good at it too.
Yeah.
I hope he didn't show up at any P. Diddy parties. That's all I can say. He ended up being like,
well, you never know. P. Diddy could have ate his ass.
That's a horrifying image. That's an unpleasant thought.
I mean, I'm sure that's what P. Diddy would have wanted to do to Bill Cobbs.
P. Diddy really was like apparently a master ass eater. Like, that was his whole goal, I believe.
Right. But some of that, you can't call it, what is it called now? Miller popping syrup or whatever. It's not
what?
Pearl mining syrup.
The fuck is that?
It's I can't even say it, Uncle Will, because people think it's racist. Okay. It was formerly known as Aunt Jemima or Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima. Is that what it was known as?
Now they call it pearl milling or pearl mining or something like that.
Okay. I had no idea they changed it to the name.
But yeah, that's what P. Diddy prefers to eat ass with is that pearl milling syrup.
Do you like syrup or jelly, jam?
But yeah, I mean, Alien 3, 1992 was a weird time for movies though. Like, that would be a good year in review show to do. I don't think we ever did 1992 because it was not really yet the 90s, and it was some of the 80s was still, like, a lot of the 80s fashion and stuff was still sort of in, and 80s music. And then, you know, it was just that weird, like, year to 2 year period where it moved from the 80s stuff to the 90s stuff. And 92 was one of those years, I think.
Yeah, you went from like Metallica's "And Justice for All" into like, "It's such a good vibration." It's a real jarring change.
Rambo Raff says Alien 3 is a movie that will make you think of eating ass.
Very true.
Jackson Jack, I need a soundbite of CK just saying P. Diddy could have ate his ass.
Oh, the VHS Vortex says unpopular opinion, but bald Sigourney Weaver can get it.
Get on it.
Get all over it.
Did any of the prisoners, aside from Charles S. Dutton, go on to do anything else aside from eat ass?
Charles Dance, like I said, he did Game of Thrones, and like he's more popular now than he ever was.
I may be in the minority here, Uncle Bill.
Oh. He's going to
Game of
Game of Thrones and get himself killed.
To me, that's just like taking a fucking melatonin and you put an episode of fucking Game of Thrones on the TV.
I knew it was coming.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't want to watch it. I don't have any interest in ever seeing it. My brother-in-law, for 3 or 4 years when they had those Walmart Black Friday sales, would always try to collect the fucking Game of Thrones shows. And I'm like, no. I would never watch that in a million years. I hate all that shit. Game of Thrones. I hated Gladiator. I hated.
You didn't fucking hate Gladiator.
Well, Gladiator was.
I remember when you saw it. We were in the theater and shit, or saw it.
300. Then I hated 300. That was fucking awful.
That's awful.
So, and Alien 3 was fucking terrible too. But at least I can say that for reference purposes that I watched it. And
for reference purpose. Yeah.
Because otherwise I wouldn't remember it from nothing. I mean, I still don't really remember much anything that happened in it. There was a bunch of blokes on a prison ship and Charles Dutton was cussing out aliens.
Yep. Let me tell you, aliens, something like you stay the fuck away from me.
Hello, motherfucking alien.
That's what he did. I swear to God. At the end of it.
I got some Pearl Mylan syrup. I want you to squirt on and eat my ass.
Eat your alien ass.
Oh, God. Well, that's one movie. We're going to get to the other one. Anything else you wanted to say about Alien 3, though? Hour and 54 minute
the
third of a
less
movie.
Time I spend wasting my life on that movie, the better, I feel like. Speaking of wasting your life, wait till this next one comes up.
Yeah, we'll talk about it here in a minute. We got some stuff in the chat as well, and we got a sponsor, Uncle Bill, that we're going to be talking about tonight.
Our new sponsor.
300 was shit. I'm not big on any sort of gladiator films, or I don't like period movies, like 17th to 18th century movies. I just don't. If it's set in that time frame, I don't want to watch it.
I'm wondering if he's making a
weird.
If he's making a reference to Airplane too. With do you like gladiator movies?
No, I don't know. I haven't seen Airplane in a long time.
I hope he is. I hope he is, because that'd be great, but I don't know.
Max Wren 82 says, I usually hate the fantasy genre too, but Game of Thrones kept me interested. It kind of fell apart in the final season, though. Most of the time, if you throw a dragon in a movie, I'm going to check it out, or I'm checked out.
Remember that one movie? I'd love to see this again, where it was fucking Sean Connery was a dragon. He was talking.
Dragonheart, was that the name of it?
Yeah, I think that was it, where he voiced over the dragon. Holy shit, I need to see that movie again.
You know,
awesome idea that was.
Sean Connery movie that I need to watch again.
What?
Finding Forrester.
Should have seen that coming. Yeah.
Well, he befriends a young African-American boy.
That is the plot of Finding Forrester.
All right, Uncle Bill. So, great news. Our good friends at Yanker Instrument Cables has provided us tonight with 2 new XLR microphone cables, and they sound pretty damn good, don't they? What do you people think?
I love them.
You can go on Amazon. We will link you guys in the description of the video so you can check it out. They have all sorts of different Yanker instrument cables. You can get XLR cables. You can get computer cables, HDMI cables, USB cables, 1/4-inch cables. You can plug your fucking guitar in and jam out. And the best thing, Uncle Bill, that I wanted to mention about these Yanker cables is the price. Right. 2 XLR microphone cables on Amazon right now are under $10. Can you believe that? I can't believe that.
That's an insane deal right there. And you can pick all that up, like you said, on Amazon. And, you know, it's not a stinker if it's a yanker.
That's right. Yanker instrument cables. They're the best in the business. Well, listen to how we sound. A lot of other podcasts and radio shows and all that crap use those old cheap USB microphones, not the ballers and shot callers of Horror Talk Radio. Yanker instrument cables. Go buy yours today at Amazon. And maybe the next time we'll have a gift code that we can give you guys to get so many percentage off. We can put like Jim Cornette does. We can ask our boys at Yanker if they can give you a discount code.
You can put in DEADPIT right now and see if it works. It might. You might get a discount. You might just be wasting your time. But Yanker cables that go all the way.
It ain't a stinker if you get a Yanker. And this probably won't be in the commercial part of it, but I swear to God, this is so fucking great. I'm marked out, and I'm only buying Yanker instrument cables from now on because of this. This is manufactured by, I can't even say it. It's Chinese, right?
Uh-huh.
Shit-ing Electronics. I swear to God.
That's the best. That's the best.
God. I'll see if you guys can see it on camera. I couldn't believe it. I swear. Oh, please focus.
Wait, where's that?
Can you see it?
No, where's that?
Manufactured by that damn cat.
No, the blue. Is it in the blue?
Yeah.
You can't see it.
But yeah, Shiteng. How would you pronounce it?
Shitting.
Shiteng Electronics manufactured these Yanker cables in China. And
Oh, I'm going to pass out.
Shiteng Electronics. Shiteng.
Oh, it's Shitting.
Shiteng.
Shitting.
I wonder if Dick to go is like the president.
Yep. But Shitting is manufacturing some cables now.
So, Yanker instrument cables. Get them today. Upgrade your microphone. Get a real microphone. Don't get a toy.
Look,
Get a
I'm going to
Yanker.
tell you right now, if you ain't buying from Shitting, you ain't buying. You ain't buying the right product. If it don't come from Shitting, it ain't worth it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, big thanks and shout out to Yanker instrument cables.
We're not shitting you.
We are not shitting you guys. Yanker instrument cables. Support them because they support us. Holler at you boys.
Oh God.
And yeah, that was good. Like, you can't write this shit, Uncle B. You can't write this shit.
I'm gonna have to go lay down. That about caused me to pass out.
I will post a picture of it so people can see that I am not shitting you guys. That's what it's manufactured by Shitting.
Yeah. I mean, that couldn't be more perfect for us. Everything. Like we said, buy Yanker products from Shitting Electronics.
Shitting CEO is probably fuck you. It's crazy, Uncle Bill, because like I don't know where this started, and I don't know if Rambo gets this, but dude, we have been getting like all kinds of people that want us to review their products.
Probably not after this bit. Right on back. Hey,
these are Chinese people. I don't even know if they can fucking like. I don't know if they can understand what we're even saying.
Listen.
I shit you not, Shitting.
Oh my God. So big thanks to Shitting Electronics and yeah. Yanker.
Yeah, we'll be talking about a travel bag next. And a women's electric shaver because Sarah wanted one.
Are we really?
Yeah.
We're gonna be hawking the god awful shit on here ever soon.
Why not?
Oh, Summer's Eve on DEADPIT.
Make you feel free. All right. But I have 130 people in here. So we appreciate everybody tuning in, checking out this show live. We've got some fun stuff planned for Sunday, which is some more slasher goodies, Uncle Bill. I still have one left to watch, but what was the one that you picked for that episode?
Graduation Day.
Yeah. And Twisted Nightmare from 1987. It's kind of more of an obscure one, but it is on YouTube if anybody wants to check it out. It's one that I don't recall at all back in the day. We'll be talking about those two, and then we got a lot of stuff planned coming up because Vinegar Syndrome Summer Sale, the subscriber summer sale begins on Monday, and you're going to be covering that most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool sales coming up. Right now the Keno sales up. I didn't find a whole lot in that. I found like 2 or 3 things, but
yeah,
it's the spring into summer sale. Then you got like the Vinegar Syndrome thing where they're doing the whole week again on this. Like they sent out an email that like showed like each day that what they're doing the sale on. So the first day is like slip covers, and then Blu-rays, regular standard Blu-rays and stuff like that. And it culminates with on the Sunday, after the first is going to be UHDs on sale. So hopefully we get something decent. It'll probably be the same shit. Then Severin, like pretty much directly after that whole series of sales, is doing their big series of sales, which we're going to be covering. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, if you like physical media, and apparently most people do, then.
Well, and you've got Amazon Prime Day coming up. They always have some pretty good sales on there, and a Criterion half-off sale. So plenty of opportunities to get pretty good deals on some of this physical media stuff. But let me tell you guys this.
Oh, God.
I don't give a fuck how low I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu gets. You'll never want to watch it again. Okay. I had to do it again because Carter paid for it, boys. And we do have an open baller and shot caller spot where you can book your own DEADPIT show, essentially. Commentary, review. And we've got a couple of reviews for Dumal coming up. Saint Maud is one that he picked for June. So I don't know if we'll get that in time for June, but we'll do June and July together or something because it's been a crazy month. But I'm not familiar with Saint Maud. Are you? I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, I've never seen it. Is A24?
It looks like an A24.
It looks like it would be. I never watched it. So are you ready for this? Like, I don't know how you segue into this movie, really.
I don't know, man.
So you watched it. Here's how we'll segue it. You watched this way before I even heard anything about it. I don't know why either. Like, why did you watch this movie?
Ronin Flicks did Blu-ray edition. They did the 4K of the original movie, which the remaster on that is insane. Do you have that?
What's that?
They did the original. I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah, I've got the 4K of it.
I was amazed at how good that looked. I could not believe it. And I'd requested that for review, and they just went ahead and sent both of them.
Oh, okay. That was a mistake.
And dude, like, I had heard, and this is one of those deals where this thing sit for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I eventually ran out of stuff to review, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll watch it. And to take you back a little bit, though, so and it makes a little bit more sense if you think about it. The original I Spit on Your Grave, when it first came out, it was not a success. It was called Day of the Woman. Not too many people saw it in the 70s, right? 78, 79 when it originally came out.
Yeah.
And Charles Band got a hold of it and did the poster with the ass on it was designed by Charles Band. And I think he was the one that renamed it I Spit on Your Grave, right? And then after that point, It was something around, maybe not him, but somebody from that VHS label. And it become like kind of a sensation at the video stores and all that. And
I mean,
Archie,
some people still talk about it to this day over and over and over and over again.
it's almost like they've watched it every day for years, and that terrifies the shit out of me.
They can quote it verbatim.
It's not a fun movie though. I've never been. I mean, I think it's a well-made movie, but it's not a feel-good movie. It's something that I don't have an interest in watching very much. I've seen it maybe 2 times in the last 15 years or something. I don't want to go back and rewatch it. Now, I was very disturbed that my wife liked it the last time we watched it. She did like it. Dude, like, she likes the great movies for some reason. Last House on the Left, she actually liked as well.
That's an interesting side note. Yeah.
But we fast forward, that movie was made in 78 or so, the original I Spit on Your Grave. You fast forward 40 years. 2019, they finally did the sequel. The director, I think this was the first movie that he had directed since then. And thank God that's the case, because I don't think I could deal with any more movies made by this motherfucker. But I spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu. Oh, God.
It's Mir Zarkia, I think is the guy's name that directed the original. And he was married to Camille Keaton at that time. I don't know if they're still married. I don't think they are, but
no, I don't think they are.
When they did this movie, I don't even think they were still married. But like, she had said that she wanted to do a sequel to this movie for years and years and years because it was the only movie she ever did that was really like popular, I suppose. But like, he never wanted to do it, and for some ungodly reason decided to do it with this. And I'm just like, why? Like, why would this be your return to form? So I was just gonna be honest with you real quick. It's about 1:00 the other night, and I started watching this. Piper was still awake.
Oh God.
And we were watching just the beginning of it where they're like the mother in this is Camille Keaton, and she has a daughter, and I forget the daughter's fucking name.
Christy, I think.
Christy, okay. And the beginning of the film, they get together and they're having lunch or whatever. And it is some of the worst damn acting I have ever. There's a scene that Piper's like sitting next to me. She's fucking like busted out laughing because it's so goofy where like they're talking about, all this stuff about her and her career and the daughter's career. She wants to switch careers or whatever. And I can't remember what line the daughter has, but Camille Keaton's like they're sitting at a table, she's on the other side of the table, and she takes her hand and she like flips her hair into her face and she goes, "Oh my God, you almost made me cry." It's like,
and keep in mind too that this conversation is going on for like 10 minutes.
It goes on for, it seems like an eternity, and the acting is so bad, especially Camille Keaton, man. Like,
yeah. And
the dialogue, and what it really feels like to me all the way through this movie is that he didn't know how to edit. Like, he just forgot that you could edit a film because like there's scenes that go on and go nowhere.
Right.
And like scenes that like it's obviously a bad scene, but nobody cut it or cut around it or anything. And you're just sitting there and you're like watching it like, wow, like how the hell does something like this get made? And like,
okay, here's the thing. Like, it's parts of this are so bad it's kind of good, but the length of the movie kind of nixes all that out. Like, if it was a 90-minute movie and it had some of this goofy shit in it, I would probably enjoy it a little bit more. This movie was 2 hours and 28 minutes. And, okay, for instance, you got the 10-minute lunch scene that the movie starts out with.
Yeah.
Then they're having lunch in this restaurant. There's nobody else there. There's no other cars there. There's nothing.
You listen, you can't pull that off. Like, I mean, even like a really talented filmmaker, you can't just have two people talking about just your fucking day and whatever, you know what I mean? And then make that entertaining, let alone Miyazaki trying to do it.
Right.
Which, like, and Camille Keaton has that syndrome in this. And I've seen this syndrome many, many times. I saw it with Ellie Cornell back when she tried to come back for a period of time. And there's been other people where it's almost like they forget how to act.
She was in that, you remember we were talking to Fred Vogel because she was in that Fred Vogel movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, dude, like, I liked the movie, but she was the worst actor in the entire movie. And I was being dead serious. And he was like, I mean, I guess the fact that it's I Spit on Your Grave too, she kind of needed to be in it. But she's awful. Like, everything that she does in this movie is terrible. So
you got to talk about the one scene, man, because like
yeah,
I was fucking laughed for like 5 minutes. It's so funny. And it wasn't supposed to be funny. It wasn't supposed to be like purposely bad.
No.
But it comes up like pretty soon. Like
nothing in this movie makes sense either.
No, none of it. And then when it gets to the end, it makes even less sense. But like, okay, just real quick to run through this to like speed up, because this is like a 3-hour movie. Like, okay, they have the lunch, whatever, they're leaving, and then like these people pull up in this van and kidnap, and the rape van, for real, and kidnap both of them and put them in the van and take off, and like they go out to this remote location or whatever.
Well, they talk in the van for about another 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, and you find out through the talking and the exposition that goes on forever that one of these people, the woman in this, is the wife of the dude who she cut his dick off in the first film
40 years ago. Okay.
And I'm just like,
how old did that woman look to you, Uncle Bill?
She looked like to be in her probably 50s, like early 50s, I would say, late 40s, early 50s.
So what do you say? She was like 12 years old.
She was married to him at 10. Yeah, that's how it worked, apparently.
Okay. 12 years old.
And she can't act for shit either. And the dialogue she's spewing and stuff in that's fucking
I'd like to call her Bucktooth Hannah.
You
know who she reminded me of, though?
Who?
Although she's a little bit uglier, I guess. Heather Donahue from Blair Witch.
She does kind of look like her, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
She definitely looks more like her now.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying now. Yeah.
Yes, actually, Jackson she did say that, like something exactly like that to Camille Keaton. She's like, she's talking. See, that's the problem with this movie. They've got dialogue scenes where they recap like shit for like 5 or 10 minutes, and they're just they're saying the same stuff in different ways throughout this movie. Just the same. She's like looking at her and she's tied up and she's like, "What did you feel like when you cut his dick off? I couldn't bury him for a week." What? She actually goes, "What'd you do with his dick?" She's like, that's really in that movie. She's like, "What did you do with it? Did you flush it in the toilet or something?"
Yeah,
it's shit like that for like 20 minutes.
There's like a lot of talking in this. There's a ton of stupid, useless dialogue. Do you think that there was a script with all that shit in it?
I don't imagine they ad-libbed this shit. No, I mean, there had to be a script. Like, he probably wrote it, if I'm guessing, didn't he? Like, nobody else could write that. Like, I mean,
I don't know, but man, like this movie really has to be seen to be believed, because it's a rarity in that not only is it so fucking bad, but it's like everybody in it doesn't even realize it. Like you can tell like they're trying and that makes it even worse. But like the ages of all these characters, it makes zero sense. So this is like 40 years later. There's another, the mentally handicapped boy, Matthew, that dies in the original movie. That was probably what? 20 at the early 20s.
At the youngest, the early 20s, yeah.
Okay, so even Matthew himself would be about the same age as the guy is that's playing his freaking dad in it, who's also mentally handicapped. He stutters like a motherfucker. He's like Mel Tillis on crack or something.
True.
And
And there's so many characters in this movie too. Like, so, basically what this turns out to be is like the whole town is against Camille Keaton and her daughter for like killing those people 40 years ago. So it's like a weird deliverance sort of like, you know, whatever. And it just, none of it makes any sense.
Well, and the thing is too, is like this group is supposed to be the villains, right? You're never in fear of any of these people. Are the fucking goofiest, dumbest bunch of motherfuckers from pretty much the get-go.
Yeah.
The scene that we were talking about earlier with Camille Keaton is like, so Camille Keaton and her daughter both escape numerous times in this,
Yeah.
multiple times.
But the funniest
In
one is the
this
first one. The first
Never ending,
escape.
yeah, this never ending fucking day. All of it happens in like one day too, isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like straight through.
It's the longest day of all time.
The darkest day of spit in the world's ever known.
So like, they're kind of having their way with and torturing, Jennifer Hills is the character's name that Camille Keaton's playing. And she kind of wrangles and gets one of their guns and has a fucking gun on him, right? She has control. She's got the gun. Like, yeah, you son of a bitch. And I've never seen anybody in a movie ever with a gun aimed at him. None of them have any weapons or guns or anything. Gun aiming at him. And she's like, oh! And she runs off into the woods.
And when you say run, you're being very, very generous.
And as she's running, or well, frolicking, we'll say that. She does a
I would
frolic.
say waddling would be a better fucking term.
I swear to God, she was giggling, man, when she started doing that in the woods. Oh.
Man, I can't describe how funny this scene is, but like there's almost a 5-minute scene of her just trying to run like 20 yards through the forest and she can't get out of the frame. He's just so slow. And like she keeps tripping on shit and stuff. And like, and it's not meant to be like that, but it's just, he kept filming. He filmed everything and he didn't cut anything out. So there's a ridiculous scene of her just slowly like walking, you know, through the woods trying to like get away. And it takes her forever to get away. And they're still talking. And I was just laughing my ass off at how funny it was, man. Cause like,
There is a lot to this movie too. There is a lot.
yeah, there's a lot to unpack with this fucking movie.
I don't know. So eventually, like they chased Jennifer Hills like for fucking like 30 minutes or whatever it was.
In between talking and seeing a bunch of characters you don't know anything about. Yeah.
Yeah. Like all of the other like characters, you got Matthew's dad, Johnny's wife, who was like 10 years old when the movie
There's
was
cousins, like 2 of them are fucking cousins of one of them, I think.
Yeah. And they're all wanting revenge, of course, on the Hill family.
Yes.
And they end up chasing her to a church, again, where nobody else is. And the church is locked up. She can't get inside of it. And, of course, the evil, what's her name, Becky, or what the hell is Bucktooth Hannah's name?
Bucktooth Hannah's real name in this?
Catches up with
Becky,
and,
yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, one of the very few, I think it might be the only gruesome scene in the movie. It's, I mean, the way that they edited it is hilarious, but like she pretty much decapitates her on the steps of the church and holds her head up, right? And then her daughter comes, and I always thought this was hilarious too. just the way that they filmed it, because you've got Camille Keaton, or well, her character's body laying there with her decapitated head on her chest, and her daughter's running up. Oh no, Mom! Oh God!
Yep.
And to beat it all, the fucking group comes back and kidnaps the damn dead body.
That's right.
Why? I don't know. Who knows?
It's like a Lex Luger moment.
And she's like running after him and shit too. She's like, come back with my mom in her head. Come on.
And they really do say lines like that too. That's not an exaggeration. Like, so yeah, after the whole decapitation part and everything, and it's been working up to this for a long time, but there's like the rape sequence, which like up to this point, there hasn't really been any. I know what you're thinking. There's a sequence in this, the great grape sequence, where it's the Herman guy who first like has tried to talk into, and he's stuttering like a maniac, can't string together a sentence, they're trying to get him to do this. And so finally he can't do anything. He's like,
what in the fuck did he even try to do? Like, he just fell on her. Like, oh! I was like, what the fuck? What the hell?
So then one of the cousins like actually starts to do the grape. And it's bad. It's not pleasant to watch or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the 15th time, she runs away, runs out in the middle of the forest, and she's running around and like dazed, very similar to the way that Camille Keaton was.
Well, she's naked too. She's naked,
completely naked.
She's got a good body. I mean, I'll give it that. I mean, she's not a bad looking girl, so at least there's that. And then when is the grape scene with Becky? They do the female on female scissor me timber combo.
When is that? You're right.
I don't know. Let me be honest with you guys too, because this is the second time I've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 7 or 8 different attempts to get all the way through it. It was it was different settings.
I had probably 3 or 4.
Could you imagine going in a movie theater and having to watch that entire movie all the way through? Like, talk about torture.
Was this at a movie theater? There ain't no way.
I think it was very limited, but it was like at a few movie theaters.
Can you imagine being somebody that actually was in a movie theater and you saw this? I would hated to be somebody that was at a movie theater with like the cast or anything when they first like screen, because you'd been like, oh, that's good. Some good stuff. Well, I gotta go.
The Q&A after that big piece of shit. Old Bucktooth Hannah, we can ask her some questions. Say the Sesame Timber scene. Tell me a little bit about that and how that all come about.
How that happened? Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, you get to see Bucktooth Hannah's tits in it too if you ever.
The less we talk about that, the better. Jesus Christ. Ugh. So, but then after that, so she's wandering around, and it kind of reminds me of, oh God, what's that movie where like Hills Have Eyes, the remake, where like there's just whole parts where they're wandering around this town, and there's characters that you don't even know who the fuck they are, and like they just come out of nowhere. And so she's naked wandering around this town. She gets some clothes, she puts them on. Like there's characters that come out of the woodwork that that never met before, don't understand who they are.
There's Mamaw and Papaw.
Mamaw, Meemaw, cousins, great grandnephews.
There's some weird bitch on a fucking bicycle.
Yeah, there's like a weird David Lynch scene with a chick on a bicycle. Just anything he could think of to put in there. But there is a scene in this movie that I did enjoy. It's fucking stupid, but I enjoyed it. Where she shoots the guy in the ass. Like marked out over that.
And it comes out through his mouth. How would that work? Like,
it looks ridiculous. Oh,
Well, she
God.
shoots him in the balls first.
Yeah. No, doesn't she stab him in the balls? Like,
No, I think the
she stabs the one dude in the balls with
the
like,
tattooed guy, yeah, gets like a broken beer bottle in the
yeah,
balls
yeah,
as he's coming or whatever. That's kind of like
yeah. That
the
makes sense.
bathtub, the updated version of the bathtub scene, because he's getting off kind of, and he's like, "Oh, that's a little bit painful, but it's intense." Well, and then his bird's
Yeah.
bleeding everywhere, or
The
the
old
remnants of
bird
his
bleed.
bird.
Yep. It's bad when you get a fucking beer bottle to the testicle.
Well,
That's
much like the original film, she goes through the rapists or killers or whatever one by one, and the old, Matthew's old. I want to say the word so bad, but mentally handicapped old man. That his whole family must be mentally handicapped, Uncle Bill.
yeah, that's the thing they're trying to get at.
The mentally handicapped people can procreate quite a bit, evidently, and they all have more mentally handicapped kids.
Yeah.
So it's just an endless cycle. But yeah, he gets a sickle to the back.
That's exactly
He's
how it
such a
was.
shitty fucking
Yeah,
actor,
he
man.
He's the
God.
worst.
That guy was so bad. I'm not kidding you. I think I could have done a better job than that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he acts like he didn't know what the hell was going on or what he was even like doing.
And he just fucking leaned into that girl.
And then like he falls like into her, and then she just this is another scene where something should probably been edited, and she just kind of like takes a step back so he can fall completely, like, and hit the ground. He just does like a weak ass little like fall,
The rape scenes in this movie too are just like the first movie you felt uncomfortable watching it, right? Because it had some realism to it. There was nothing in this. I mean, not that I really want to see rape. I mean, maybe some people does. I ain't gonna name names, but but there was nothing in this that was really that intense or was reminiscent of the original movie at all. And it's kind of weird because it's the same guy and it's not a difficult concept. I mean, I wonder really what happened there. I mean, did he not, like you said, he may have just not edited anything out and used everything that he had, because this is 2.5 hours.
That's what it looks like. I mean, there's scenes, like I said, that go on far too long where you should have cut them because like it just like there's some bad acting. I'm not even sure if people knew they were still being filmed. And there's other scenes where clearly you needed another 3 or 4 takes to get something right, where it's just like one take.
And like I was saying, I mean, there is some funny stuff in it. So bad it's good stuff. But the fact that it's 2.5 hours, like that really just kind of trumps that.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, I cannot believe that something like this was made, was released, it evidently had a decent budget. Like, it didn't look like it was that cheaply made.
No, I mean, that's one thing I did notice. Like, whatever camera he was using around that time was pretty high end for that time period and that kind of indie film. I honestly, though, like, it really only has begun, because the ending of this movie is one of the funniest, most like I didn't see it coming.
It's the movie that never ends.
It really is. Like, just when you think like that should be the ending of the movie, it doesn't. But like, so up next, you get like a couple of different things happen. Like, she kills Becky Bucktooth Hannah with a beer bottle, like smashes over her fucking head. And
say to my timbers.
And then you're introduced to this couple that you've never seen really throughout the whole movie, where one's an older man and the other one's like a drunk ass woman. And they're like, we're going to help you. We know where, what they did with your mother's body. We know where she's at. And so,
yeah, boy.
Of course, stupidly, they follow them, and she goes to this gravesite, and her mother's body is there or whatever. And then, of course, they turn heel on her, And then one of the funniest scenes in the movie, man, they
It's like Jake
knock
the
her.
Snake back in the day.
Yeah, they knock her down into the grave, and they keep hitting her in the head with a fucking shovel.
And she
But,
keeps
like,
getting back up.
she's just all she's doing is running like around this graveyard, and she gets and around this grave, and she just gets hit, keeps getting hit in the head with just
By these old people.
Oh God! Whoa! You hit
There was
the
that-
head like 12 times.
Oh, brutal, man. So ultimately,
that's I'm sorry, I forgot like one part about it too. That's the first part I think in the movie. Although they kind of hint at it, where the older guy's like, "Your mom is buried over there next to your dad," and the dad turns out to be one of the grapists from the first film.
So you telling me that?
Yes, she's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That timeline
Okay.
makes perfect sense. That
Okay.
girl in that movie is clearly 40 years old.
Of course. Let me tell you something, folks. 40-year-olds don't have titties that perky.
Oh Lord.
Naturally, at least. The tail end of this movie too, like, again, why did they have to tack on another 5-minute scene with, I guess it's their kid, like Johnny and Bucktooth's kids,
Yep.
coming by to see their mother or whatever, and what's her name here? I can't keep track of all these fucking Christy, who killed off her grandparents, drives by, and that's the end of it. Finally, the torture is fucking over with. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's really hard to tell you like what this movie is like. And I was really trying to figure out like what would be a good way to describe it.
There's nothing else like it, I don't think.
No, because like just us talking about it, I don't think really does it justice. But when you watch it, you're immediately, like from the very beginning of the movie, you're immediately aware that this is a completely incompetent fucking movie. Like just from the very beginning, like there's nothing about it that's good. The acting is fucking terrible. The dialogue is awful. There's no like what would you say, like tone to the film or anything. It's all just shot kind of like a
How long was the
documentary.
original movie? The original movie was like 90 minutes or something.
Yeah, I don't think
wasn't
it was very long. Like I can look it up to be sure, but I don't think it was over an hour and a half really.
Yeah,
Might have been shorter than that.
And
It was well, it was 102 minutes. So it was like
still
an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one was still what? Almost an hour longer.
Yeah. Yeah, it was for no reason. And that's the other part
No.
that like I couldn't figure out, like, what in God's name did he feel like he needed to leave all this stuff in for? There's so
I have
much
no
you could have
idea,
taken out of
man.
this movie, man. Like so much dialogue, so much that would have made it infinitely like better, or at least like look better. Like
I mean, like you were saying, there is stuff in it that's laughably bad. But like I was saying, the fact that it's 2.5 hours long just completely like it's, you know, it's paper over the rock, boys. I mean, it's no. And I would love for somebody to request maybe we'll request Rambo to review this. I want to have him suffer too. I want some other people to suffer besides us, Uncle Bill.
that's true. We should request him to review this. Have you ever? Rambo's never seen it.
Rambo has never seen it.
Nah,
How much, Rambo? And we'll PayPal you, brother.
$5, I
we're
think.
gonna-
$5,
we're gonna do
$10.
it.
I'd probably charge 20 for this fucker.
That's going to be our first request. We're going to join his Patreon page and request.
That's
us to
okay.
do that.
So this right here is like a really good. It is like a rough cut. It's like a version of a film before anything's been done to it, and before it's been edited or anything like that. That Troma would pick up, but except they never edited it. They never do anything to, like it's just left it like as the raw like version of the film. That's what this movie is like.
Man.
So, like, imagine a movie where they keep everything in it,
And they
even the
talk
bad
all the
takes.
time, talking.
Yeah, even the mess ups and the bad takes and the like bad dialogue scenes, the bad acting, scenes that go on too long, scenes that don't make sense in context, and they just keep all that in there.
I wonder if there are deleted scenes on the Blu.
I don't think there could be. I think they got everything in the film.
Oh, but man, that's I Spit on Your Grave deja vu. I mean, it was just, it has to be seen to be believed. I don't think anybody can properly review this and give you an idea of what you're expecting.
I really do think everybody in here should watch this movie, though, because you really won't believe it. Like, you can't even fathom, if you haven't seen it, by what we're telling you, what this movie is like. So just go watch. It's on Tubi right now if you want to watch it.
And on Tubi, where there's ads on Tubi, it'll probably be close to about 3 hours with the ads.
Yeah.
So
don't worry. You'll be fast forwarding through most of it anyway. But I mean,
Max Wren's asking if I checked the Joe Bob commentary out. I did. I checked it, a few minutes of it out. It's clear that he knows the movie's a piece of shit, but he's kind of not, he wasn't saying it. Right. He was kind of making fun of it, but not really. Cause
did he do a commentary on that movie?
He did. Yeah. Cause he's a gigantic supporter of the original movie. And I think he's friends with the director and everything. So he did make fun of it kind of, but he wasn't really telling the truth like us.
I'd love to see us do a commentary over this movie. It'd just be us going like,
no, don't, no.
Imagine that.
Even though there is one baller and shot caller tier open, and you can request anything, why in the fuck would anybody want to request that? I don't know.
That would be a torturous experience. So,
but yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those movies that's out pretty much everywhere for free. Like I think the Roku channel has it up for free.
That's the only way you get anybody to watch it. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah. Awful is an understatement for this movie. I don't even know how. I like I said before, and this is no bullshit, man. Since we came back in the last 4 years or so, whatever it's been, this is the worst movie that I've seen since then. I don't know if it's the worst movie that I've ever seen, but it's the worst movie that I've reviewed in that time.
I mean, it's hard for me to categorize worst movies because you got shit out there like, Skinamarink and Outwaters and stuff, which is like, it's technically a movie in name only, but it's not really a movie. Then you got something like this, which is like, it's actually more like a movie, but a really, really incompetent movie. So I don't know. I think I'd rather watch something like this than those type of movies anyway.
I mean, if this was an hour shorter, yeah.
Is it worse than Jeepers Creepers Reborn? Yes. Yeah, I think it is.
I mean, at least Jeepers Creepers Reborn was like 90 minutes or something. Yeah, the fact that this thing is 2.5 hours long and it has no reason to be. They talk throughout most of this damn movie.
Yeah, it's not like it's action packed or anything. It's mostly just like long ass dialogue scenes that go on forever about nothing.
Yeah, not good dialogue either. Just stupid shit that they're talking about. Is there any pluses to this movie, Uncle?
No. Just how comedically bad it is, but I mean, even that being said, you don't want to watch something for damn near 3 hours, no matter how like bad, it's good it is. So there's nothing positive about this movie.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, the Christie character is completely nude for a little while, but that doesn't even make up for 2.5 hours of just insane. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's an anomaly. I don't think that there's many movies out there, at least that we've seen, that resemble this. Like, this is, I don't know. I mean, like you said, it's like he didn't edit anything. Like he used everything that he shot.
No, I mean, I don't know what happened here. I'd kind of like to know. I don't know. Is he still alive?
As far as I know.
If he is, we should get him on for an interview.
buddy, what happened?
I'd really like to know, like, what the fuck happened?
Listen here, Mir. You tell me the truth, brother.
Like, yeah, like, what was your process here for like filming this? I just like to know.
Listen here, Mir, brother.
Dude.
The hell's 2.5 hours of bullshit, man.
But, you know, there's a backstory to it. If you're interested in knowing like what happened to the cousins and the nephews and the children and the grandchildren and the fathers of all these characters that got killed in the first film, then this is the movie for you, because they go into it for an hour.
You gonna get the Bluetooth Jeepers Creepers truck?
Oh God, no. I do want to find a Walmart that's selling any of that shit though.
Jeepers, baby. If you could play that on it. I probably need to get that song again. I don't think I've got it on here anymore. You got those lonely, lonely eyes. You get me.
Jackson Jack. He's killing it tonight. I don't care what happened to my own cousins. Fuck these people.
That's true.
That is true.
I'm about the same way.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I mean, that is Sequelitis, and I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu. The review was rather long as well, but there was a lot of stuff to get into here. And if you dare want to watch this motherfucker, like I said, it's up pretty much everywhere for free, because ain't nobody going to pay to watch it.
Yep.
That'd make it even worse. Have to spend your money on it.
But I mean, I think you should watch it. I think you should. Everybody should see it one time.
Yeah, it's like an experience. It's like riding the vortex at Kings Island back in the day. You should do it at least once so you can say you did. So yeah, guys, I mean, we appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. I think we were going to do something at the very last segment as a super secret surprise, though, right? Did you bring your shit?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Oh, I've got my shit too. Let's switch our thing around here.
All right. Jeepers, baby.
Look what I got. Look what I got. I got a little box. I got a little box. From our good buddies at Vinegar Syndrome.
I'm going to talk about some of these other ones too.
What other ones?
Well, did you want me to talk about the Severin shit I got into?
Yeah, go ahead and show you Severin shit too. Go for it. Since you already probably opened it anyway.
I did open that one.
I got some Severin shit too.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on.
Alyssa Milano's back in here. Ain't seen her in a while. The star of Teen Wolf 3.
I've already talked about some of these films, but you can never talk about this shit enough. People eat it up for physical media.
That's right. Physical media talk. That's what people like.
We'll
probably actually just make a separate video for this too, because people like it that much. But lots of sales going on.
By the way, before we get into all that, though, if you get a chance here in the near future, check out my reviews for these two films, The Crippled Masters and Ty West Sacrament.
Starring good old JR.
Yeah, that should be coming out soon. But The Crippled Masters is a masterpiece.
Yeah, look at that guy.
Masterpiece.
He's got the little chicken wing arm thing going on there.
Jesus Christ. Dude, you talk about a hard film to review.
Well, it's called The Crippled Master. You might as well just go for it.
Yeah, I kind of did. I was just like, listen, this is what the film is called. I'm going to be saying this like 20 times.
Yeah. Even though you aren't really supposed to call people cripples no more.
I didn't call them that. It was just the name of the goddamn movie.
What's funny, this is fucking hilarious, because a lot of people may know, or maybe you don't know. My brother-in-law's what many people would call a cripple. He's got one leg.
I can't do this. You not. I'm fucking
but I can say his shit. He's my brother-in-law. So Sarah's granny that passed away probably about 6 or 7 years ago. Like, she was in her 90s then, so she was old school, Kentucky granny. And she, according to Sarah, She never called him Jordan or JW or anything. They didn't call him by his name. She called him that poor little crippled boy. And he would always hate. He never wanted to go to her house. That poor little crippled boy.
You know that you're going to hell, right? You realize that.
What? I'm just telling you a story. I'm a storyteller.
Seems like Mark Twain over here, boys.
It's like VH1 storytellers back in the day, man.
Anyway, I did really enjoy the Crippled Masters, though.
They're crippled and they're masters.
Mm-hmm. You really need to see it, by the way.
Well, that was yours, brother. I might check it out at some point.
Oh, but I'm ready. What do you want to do first?
Well, I was going to show this set too. Didn't you get some Severin stuff?
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm just waiting on you.
We'll do the Severin stuff first, then. I'll just show what I've got. And I'm very excited because I always loved Who's the Boss. And this is the 3rd edition of the Tony Danza collection from Severin Films. Danza Macabre. And looking forward to seeing, let's see, all 4 of these movies starring Tony Danza. Necrophagius, Cake of Blood, Cross of the Devil, and The Night of the Walking Dead.
Of course, yeah.
Tony Danza Collection, Volume 3 from Severin. That's all I've got.
Is Judith Light in that one with him?
I think she's in Night of the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That was her major motion picture debut.
So this one right here, baby, is one it's got called A Great Alligator. Look at that set of chompers on that alligator.
Oh, baby. That's the one where they do the interview with Sylvia Colatina, who we did an interview with.
Yeah.
She speaks perfect English, but the interview they did is in fucking Italian. Bulls.
They decided just to do it in Italian and say fuck it. Because they're trying to be edgy. What you got now?
I don't have anything else aside from the Vinegar Syndrome box, so just whatever.
So, Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker.
Well, I did get this edition. Did I ever show this?
Oh, you got that in? Good.
Della Morte, Della More. No, I actually bought that. I bought that in Pittsburgh.
That movie's fucking killer. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, God. And then you got Lucio Fulci, baby, the devil's honey. Oh, my Lord.
With the saxophone, if you will.
The saxophone, baby. That's all the Vinegar Syndrome shit that I got. I'm sorry. Severin shit that I got.
Severin. Get it right, brother.
This movie's killer, by the way. There's also a review of this up.
The Valiant ones. We got a lot of reviews up.
I shit you not when I tell you, man, that like this one probably surprised me more than any other film thus far that I reviewed about how killer it is. It's a martial arts film.
It's directed by King Hu.
Yep.
Who? King Hu.
Who indeed. Anyway,
right.
Okay, I'm ready for the Vinegar Syndrome stuff.
So yeah, this is their halfway to Black Friday sale that we did a video for, and we are going to be doing. Well, I think Uncle Bill primarily is going to be doing the summer subscriber sale that starts on Monday. So that'll be huge.
I do love those sales though, man. Like, I mean, there's something about the way they do those that anybody that's a mark for physical media can get into that.
Something about the way they move makes me want to masturbate. All right. We're going to cut the boxes open. I have my wonderful assistant, Coralina Cataldi box cutter. She's going to help me with this box. There's never been a box that Coralina couldn't cut.
That should be her motto. Here we go.
And what's funny is I'm getting to be like Garrett because I really can't remember anything that I fucking ordered.
I couldn't remember any of this either.
And that's like Christmas. I don't even. Oh, look, they have it all wrapped up like it's a a big brick of cocaine or something.
Yeah. Look here, boys. They got mine wrapped in bubble wrap.
I think mine's in bubble wrap under the craft paper.
They gave you craft dinner paper. They can give me.
Yeah. Nice. You know, Severn at least includes a sticker or two. They don't ever include shit with vinegar syndrome.
Vinegar syndrome says, fuck you. We don't got to.
Assholes. I like stickers. Speaking of which, speaking of stickers, before we get into this, any of the orders that you order from from the deadpit.com shop, not shop.deadpit, comes with brand new bumper stickers, honk for DEADPIT Radio, or randomly, let's see here, we've got some other random sorted DEADPIT stickers that we could include too. Like, look at that. That's a damn holographic fucking prism sticker there. DEADPIT.
Look there.
And another holographic prism sticker.
That's a killer sticker. I've got that up on my DVD rack.
All kinds of killer stickers. We've got some of these left too. Anybody wants that? That's like my shirt here. So you get little bonuses if you order stuff from the deadpit.com.
Order now and order violently.
I have 2 of these orange hats like this left. And after that, we ain't ordering anymore for a long time.
The way you said that, I don't believe you. I'll just tell you that right now.
Not that style, at least.
Yeah, that's right. Not that style. We're getting trucker hats because fuck it.
So, what do we got for you? Want me to go first, Uncle Bill?
You go first. We'll just rapid fire like one after the other.
Yeah, because we're going to get out of here at 2 hours anyway. I had the other ones of these, so this was like $20, and I wanted to complete it because if you line them all up, it spells out Hollywood, baby. And this is Angel 2, Avenging Angel.
Yeah.
And the cool thing that I really appreciate about Vinegar Syndrome slipcovers is that most of them are not reflective, so you can show them off. You can point it any way you want to in a video, and it's going to look good.
Look at that.
That's another plus. But it's Avenging Angel. Look at that. I like that cover better, I gotta admit.
Yeah, that cover's awesome. The first one that I'm picking out of this mess is The Ripper.
That reminded me, though. Did you see where Black Sabbath finally did a Tony Martin vinyl box set?
No, why would they do
like
that?
The Tony Martin. Evidently, like that was a big request because those albums are so rare. They didn't make many of them or whatever in vinyl. So they have a whole box set of them out for it's like $80 or $90.
There's actually people that really, really like that version of Black Sabbath from what I can understand. I don't know why though. Anyway, this is the Tom Savini, The Ripper, where Tom Savini's barely in it. And then he got real pissed off about like them putting his name, but his name and likeness is right on the front of this. So let's see.
Sorry, Tom. Maybe that's why he was so pissed off at last convention.
Hey, what's on it? What's it got on it? New transfer. A new audio commentary track. Tom Savini rips on The Ripper. 10-minute interview with Savini. I bet he's just full of joy on that.
I bet Felcher did that.
I did. There we go. That's a bunch of shit on there. A Ripper.
And this next one, I think this is the one that has Betsy Russell in it, right? Or is she in the second one?
Which one?
Angel
She's
3.
In the second one, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Angel 3, this is the final chapter. And they didn't lie. This is the last one. They didn't do any more after this.
Yep.
So yeah, they had originally released the Angel movies in like a box set, and that sold out pretty quick. But yeah, I like the package on how they did those. Nice.
I've been waiting forever to get this one, and just finally decided to pull the trigger on it because it's going to go out of print.
Pull the trigger on it, pal.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I got that one.
That's a badass like hard box too.
And I sold all the films. I think did a Blu-ray of it, and I sold that for like $60 or $70 right before the Vinegar Syndrome one come out.
Look at that! Look at you.
So here's a funny story, Uncle Bill. This movie I did not own at all. I didn't even have it on DVD, and it's one of my favorites. I'm wondering, would this be considered like a slasher that we could include in the, in the summer slashback series?
You
'Cause
show
it
me.
would be a fun one. I don't think we've ever reviewed this.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time either. I've got that, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Like I said, I didn't have it on DVD or anything. It's kind of weird that I never did because I always liked this movie a lot. I think it was on TV a lot back in the day, and this is the 4K, which is hilarious. But yeah,
There's a 4K Mother's Day.
It's not really a trauma movie. I mean, Trauma like distributed it, I think, right?
Yeah,
and
I don't think they did it.
Lloyd Kaufman's brother directed it.
Okay. I've been curious about this one because a bunch of people have been talking about it, and I don't think I've ever seen it. Primal Rage. Great video game, arcade stand-up fighter. Also, a horror film that I don't know anything about. Looking forward to watching. It's got a monkey on it.
Rage.
It's a funky with a monkey.
Yeah, I don't think I've got that one yet. That's a 4K
Really?
too. That's hilarious.
Look at that. Fucking
I gotta get a 4K Primal Rage. Shit.
Is there anything interesting on this? It's got an 86-minute making of documentary. That's longer than a damn movie, I think.
Jeez. I can't believe that Uncle Bill didn't get this. I think Garrett got it. I'm pretty sure that Christian got it. And it was only $10.
What is it?
Benny's bathtub, baby. I got Benny's bathtub.
I don't know why I didn't get it, to be honest.
I figured, what the hell, why not? It's going to be, maybe we'll do a watch along for it at some point, someday. I think it's only it's like less than an hour or something. It's a Swedish, like kids cartoon, but it's got nudity in it or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very weird looking. And it's got a lot of like wooden pan flute.
A lot of pan flutes. I can't wait to hear your opinion about that.
In a bathtub.
Look here. I've been enjoying the Asian cinema more and more here lately. And so I picked up this one because it was on sale. Bio Zombie.
What year is that?
I think that's 2000. It's got in the 2000s. It's got to be. No, 98.
Wow, so that was kind of early on.
98. Yep.
Huh. That's an interesting cover, too.
I'll be interested to see what it's like.
Is that a 4K or a Blu-ray?
Oh, God. If it's a 4K, I'm going to laugh my ass. No, it's just a Blu-ray. Yep.
I wonder how come they haven't done clear 4K cases yet with the same 4K logo and have it in black. That'd be cool. Somebody do that. Change it up a little bit. Couldn't be that hard.
Yeah, people. Get with it. Bunch of shooters.
All right. So, next one up is another one that I didn't own on anything. And you and I have been watching this movie for years.
I think I know what that is. Yep.
And if blood sucking freak, baby. This is a reversible slipcover. I think it's the first one and maybe the only one they'll do. Let's see. Right. It opens up. Here's the movie. And let's see. I'm going to end up turning something up. Oh, it does reverse, kind of. There's the reversible slipcover.
Why the hell would you want that version of it, though? Look at that.
I don't know.
That's actually one of my favorite Trauma releases. Joel M. Reed's a fucking maniac. I always love that movie, though. I couldn't tell you why. It's just like so far out there. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that side is definitely
yeah.
And that's like a spot gloss one too, as you can tell there.
Also, little known fact, that's where Jericho got the name Ralphus.
Is it really?
It really is, yeah.
But yeah, this one looks really cool in 4K. That's kind of questionable,
but this one I didn't have, and it does not have a slipcover, but I just wanted the movie. It was $10. The Caller.
With Malcolm McDowell and Madeline Smith.
It's Empire Pictures, old Charlie Band's company. Directed by somebody I don't know. But yeah, Charles Band and
Old Uncle Charlie.
Dick Band and all of them had something to do with it. I hear good things about this movie. I've never seen it.
I'm a big fan of Townes Van Zandt, so I had to pick up You and Me and a Hitcher in the Dark. Now look at that. That's spot gloss too, man.
That is nice. Look at that.
So yeah, this is one that they had they've had it for years and years and it's never sold out. And it's isn't this Umberto Lenzi?
Umberto, yeah. But he's Umberto Lenzi.
So I'm looking forward to checking this one out again. I have a huge love for Italian horror movies. I mean, it really doesn't matter what genre it is. Like I don't know exactly. I can't even pinpoint exactly what it is, but I like about all of them.
Yeah. So
that's all I've got.
I've got another satchel of things here.
Oh Lord, Uncle Bill's he's went overboard.
I went plumb crazy.
Yeah, I think I only got 6 titles.
Well, I had to get this, and you won't get this until later, and it'll be on sale, but I had to fucking get it. One of my favorite low budget films of all time.
£250, The Maniacal Fury, baby.
Criminally Insane, aka Crazy Fat Ethel.
That is a hilarious movie though.
And I've never watched this, but this is the double feature that I'm gonna probably have to watch. Satan's Black Wedding.
Same director, right?
Yep, same director. I think it was shown as a double feature, like wherever it was shown. It wasn't like they separated the movies.
Isn't it weird that they didn't include Crazy Fat Ethel 2 on it?
I still can't figure that out.
Because wasn't that on the DVD too?
Yeah, it was.
Like it had all 3 of those movies, right?
Yeah, it had as one of the bonus features was Crazy Fat Ethel 2. So I don't know. Maybe it's hidden in there somewhere. You know how Vinegar Syndrome is. They're sneaky little bitches.
Could be an Easter egg.
This was $10, and you're gonna laugh your ass off, but it had to be done.
Uh-oh.
You know what it is.
Why you gods?
They say there's only 10 commandments.
Oh,
but
God.
I say there's the 11th commandment.
You done fucked up.
It's $10,
You
man.
gonna get Jim O'Rear to sign it?
Listen, is that really Jim O'Rear, or is that just somebody that looks a lot like Jim O'Rear?
I don't know. It might be him. I've never seen that movie.
That fucking movie's got to suck ass, though. And then probably my most anticipated one after Crazy Fat Ethel, probably my favorite Chuck Norris movie, Invasion USA.
So is that like just a standard edition?
That's a standard edition. I thought it was weird too. But it doesn't have a hard box or anything. It's just got like a slip cover.
It's not hard.
In the 4K, it's not hard or anything. It's not a VSA or anything like that. It contains the 107-minute feature presentation. It's been digitally remastered from its original 35mm camera negative. People have been bitching about this transfer though, so I'm curious to see what this looks like.
That's
all I got.
That's unusual. Top Dog is coming. I think that's another 4K that they'll do at some point. You know, somebody will do it. And they have a new interview with him on that disc.
That's what I got Richard Lynch to sign when he ripped my poster all to shit. That old bastard.
But you leave him alone. He was fucked up on something that day.
He's bad off.
He didn't know what he was doing. So yeah, just a side shot of I try to hold off on stuff unless I'm a major mark for it or whatever. I'll wait until it either gets ready to sell out or it's on sale or something.
Yeah, you're good about that, but I'm very impatient. There we go.
You're gonna check her for ticks.
What's that song?
Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
I want to check her for ticks.
Shut up, Brad Paisley. God.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a Vinegar Syndrome haul and the Sequelitis show. I hope everybody enjoyed. And the next time, like I said, we're going to be doing the Summer Slashback show. Those are typically going to be on Sundays. And this Sunday's show, we're going to be taking a look at what, Uncle Bill? Hop it up again.
Well, apparently this Sunday we're going to be doing graduation day. And then what the hell was the other one? Fucking
Twisted Nightmare.
Twisted Nightmare. Isn't Twisted Nightmare a fucking video game too? I keep thinking that.
Could be. There could be some.
Isn't it the one with the little clown on it? That everybody always talks
Twisted
about?
Metal.
Twisted Metal. Okay, sorry. I those two confused.
But there could be a game named Twisted Nightmare. There's a lot of, in the 80s, well, late 70s, early 80s, movies with weekend in the title and nightmare in the title. And
That's true.
There's one that has both.
Nightmare Weekend, yeah.
Yeah. So it's confusing. And then Vinegar Syndrome sale, it's for 7 days, starting on the 1st. That's going to be huge. And what else? We got all kinds of shit planned. I can't even keep track. Severin sales coming up on the 12th. We'll probably have, I think the week from tonight is 4th of July, so we probably won't have anything that night.
No.
So just stay tuned though, to the page. And again, we've had over 150 some people in here the entire night, so we definitely appreciate it. And what do you know? I mean, most of the time we were actually talking about movies, Uncle Bill. Not many people can say that, you know, so.
People don't talk about movies anymore. People do this right here. I got this in. And I got this in.
Well, we did do that at the end of the.
Looky, I got this in too.
Like, I got stuff from Vinegar Syndrome.
I don't know nothing about none of these. I ain't never gonna watch them, but looky, I got this shit here. Right here. Look at it. Look at it.
So, but yeah, if you like this stuff, definitely check the Patreon page out. We do have YouTube memberships that are a little bit cheaper as well. You can hear the exclusive podcasts and the commentaries and all that good stuff on the YouTube as well. So I guess that is it. We appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. Anything else you wanted to mention on here?
Let me think here real quick. No.
We got more reviews coming up. I guess we could mention that. I don't know when, but we do. We do a shit. We almost up to 600 reviews, man, on YouTube. That's just on YouTube. On the Patreon page, we're probably looking at close to, I bet you it's close to 6,000.
Well, there's only one left that I need to do a review on too, but it's one that I think a lot of people will be excited about.
Their bird will get hard over it.
I don't know about that. One person's bird will get hard over it, said it's like his favorite movie or something. I'm like, buddy, these people today. That's another thing too. Just rant for 1 second. That pick these fucking off the wall movies to be their favorite movie or whatever. Listen, you just trying to be edgy and you're not fucking edgy and nobody cares.
That don't impress me much.
You got the moves, but you got to touch. And then, don't get me wrong, when you pick up a Blu-ray, I don't give a fucking shit anyway. That don't impress me much. I got a Blu-ray. I ain't never gonna watch. If you give a fuck, then go fuck yourself.
We're really going off the rails here, boys.
Yeah.
So, that is it. We appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. Don't forget to thumbs up the video and like it and share it with your family and friends and neighbors and even distant relatives. And sign up for the Patreon page. All that stuff. And be sure to stay tuned to DEADPIT.
Oh my God.
Give us the thumbs up.
Off your butts.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that DEADPIT puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I don't care. Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that now.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. Click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. Public, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the left. The Hills have eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DeadPit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.
We ain't never gonna change. We ain't doing nothing wrong. We ain't never gonna change. So shut your mouth and play along.
You motherfucker! You son of a bitch! What did you say? How dare you say that to me? I'll destroy you, do you understand? You motherfucker!